We're in! Come on, man's Chucky for today. Just a little bit taller.
Jeez.
If this was Chucky, his feet wouldn't touch the floor.
Remember,
but we love him.
Swing your legs just once so they think you're
So there's like Chucky in it.
Yeah.
Nah,
Do you know, when people come in this room and they're just like, why do I recognise this room? I was like, it's the Halfcast room. They was like, so where's Chucky sit? And they don't, even though the room's the same, they don't see it until I sit there and swing the leg. It's like the swinging the legs, like reminds them that, oh shit, it is the room.
I want to go on the ride. No, it's only available for if you're under 5 foot, mate. Dan, do you know why I called you to do this? We've done TEF today as well, so I'm not going to lie and act like, you know, I did change my outfit for the premise of and actually shave my beard so it looks like, hey, it's a different day, but it's the same day.
I should have got a trim, but tomorrow's December 2nd and everyone's back.
By the time this comes out, it's like Christmas. We should have decorations. I plan to wear a Santa outfit and all of that, but you know what? I didn't know we were going to get caught in the moment. I thought, say you watch this like in April, you don't want to turn it on and see Christmas stuff and think, oh, this is old. I want you to leave it the way it is. But the reason I spoke to Tef was because I appreciate the journey of never being what we call commercially successful, but still being extremely important within rap culture. Today is like, I kind of got this by accident, but not by accident because I got it by accident. More like I didn't know I was good at this, but I'm actually good at this. And then my friends recognized, and next thing you know, I am now Savage Dan.
Yeah.
But at the start of Halfcast, what was you?
To be totally fair, I was a fly on the wall. Bro, I was a fly on the wall. But you hear me. I didn't have a mic. I'll set it up for you, man. But I would stay. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Bro, you have to remember.
But say before then. How did you even get in contact with Chucky? Like, how did that happen?
That come through Hailey.
Okay. Right.
So that come after Into was made.
Okay.
So Into got made, and then Chucky was looking for somewhere to do a podcast.
So now Morgan owns Halfcast now. Because Morgan Keys is responsible. Hailey might own it.
Yeah.
So Hailey and Morgan between them now have shares of Halfcast. Right, continue.
As well as everything else that they got shares in. Morgan's got his hands everywhere.
My brother Morgs.
And then so Chucky shouted me.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. Like, to be fair, it was kind of already set. Do you remember how it was? Do you remember the first studio where you had the chairs bang opposite?
Let me tell you something, yeah?
That studio
I can't lie.
It was a strip club.
My brother, it was a strip club. Yeah. The dim lighting at the back, the pictures. You had the alcohol thing right in the corner. When you sat in, you just felt comfortable. Yeah.
That's it. So
there was no cameras, you know.
So that's why I stayed. Remember them days? You see nowadays, if a podcast is on, I set it up and I am gone. Them days, I was sitting in there doing this every podcast.
Come on. I remember phoning Taser like, bro, you need to just have Dan in the room.
Yeah.
I remember I was like, Dan's the man. And he's like, who's Dan? He's like,
but do you know why as well? Do you know why it helped me? Obviously, I've always been outrageous growing up. So my take on certain things isn't necessarily different. But I'm going to say what a lot of people might be sensible enough to just think. Do you see what I'm saying?
100%.
So I'm saying stuff. Obviously, I had no face them times. There was no such thing as filming a podcast.
There wasn't, was there?
There was no such thing. So I remember people thought I was ginger and white.
Savage Dan.
No one knew what Savage Dan looked like.
Do you know what? That is fantastic marketing to be on a podcast and like there's no possible way of ever finding out what you look like. Yeah. But the conversations you're having are very provocative. They're about sex primarily. So there's a level of expectation where people will go so far removed from what they would love it to look like purely because of disappointment.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
All right, cool. So this is what I'm thinking now. You're in the room. When you're hearing the conversations, is there anything in your mind where you're like, I want to get involved? Or is it just things, you're just naturally reacting to things the way you would naturally react?
I'm somebody like who is quite, it's not advisable, but I get comfortable very fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, in terms of like, I walk into a room of 10 people I don't know, and I will be comfy. It don't matter who's in
like
there.
Mugs.
Like a Mugs.
Like Mugs.
Mugs come to my house the other day. Little shindig in my yard. Man's walked in the yard like, he's like, yeah. Like, it's just I think it must just be like an inner confidence thing where I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like I ain't here to bring no bad vibes. I'm in the room, innit? I'm in the room, so I'm not gonna sit silent in the room, even when I should, because I don't have a mic.
Pause there. So we started after what, 2015?
Yeah. No, maybe even
2014.
Yeah, 2015. It was
2015, yeah. You have got a slight advantage, and I hate you for it, but God bless you. Because where most people, when you think about Arnold George, he came in when he was 16.
Yeah.
Someone like Chip, 16, maybe, but younger than that. Most of these artists, 16, 17, 18. You've come in a little bit older.
Yeah.
And you've already got studios. So you understand responsibility. So the first time people are meeting you, you're not the finished article, but you're a lot more brushed up than some other people coming through.
My whole life, I always wanted studios. I knew that much. Not my whole life. Only since like from 17. So where the actual love for studio came from is me breaking my leg.
Sorry, mate.
And then, bro, I was a barras in West London.
You're still a barras,
yeah, I'm still a barras.
My brother!
I'm still a barras.
We'll get there, though. We'll get there.
People would come to my house and would record because I was the only one in the ends with a studio.
Okay.
At the time, this is years ago, innit?
Come
So
on,
people
my
would come there, record, blah 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 blah. I lived on my own from quite early, so it's just you come chill, pretend that you're gonna play FIFA, and you just get me to engineer your tunes. If you're smart enough,
it can happen.
It can happen. Do you see what I'm saying?
So you lived by yourself from quite young.
Yeah.
So you're used to responsibility anyway.
I'm used to that.
All right, carry on.
Used to that. So but also I wasn't well behaved as a. I was like, as a late teen, like just that era. You see, like between 17 and like 20. If I'd had a studio, the studio would have got spun. You know what I'm saying? Like, as in, it just would have been like it wasn't. I wasn't ready, and I remember I had some wrongdoings, and I had community service. I remember I had 300 hours community service, and at the time I had the screensaver on my phone was the Hit Factory in Miami, like the studio. You know them studios that just look beautiful. You look at it, looks like a studio, like speakers in the walls, the glass windows so you can see through the booth, you can see the piano. And I always thought, I want that. Look to your right. Glass window, you look through, there's a piano. Like, as in, I made this, it's not by accident.
To be honest with you, from my angle, I can only see the sofa, but I can appreciate it. Yeah.
But as in, like, I wanted it. You know what I'm saying? I love the idea of making music more than I like the idea of spitting. I like the battle of mixing something down, especially in shit circumstances when it's just in your bedroom with a £60 mic and a dead laptop, and the way everyone should start. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't start with everything. Like, I feel like you gotta know how to like get this all wrong to learn how to get it all right. Do you know what I'm saying? So I want to be an engineer.
Chase! So you're saying you gotta learn how to get this all wrong to get this all right. So you done a lot of your wrongdoings at a time when you had a lot of responsibility. So by the time we start Halfcast, you're a hell of a lot more grown than me, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, maybe.
It starts with you being more or less a man. So the decisions you can make about whether you should jump into something like this is based upon the premise of knowing the consequences of most things. And if it gets deep, you can jump out of it. When does Producer Dan become a thing for you?
Producer Dan actually becomes Producer Dan when I find out I'm having a kid. You see what I'm saying? Because it's... Bro, I'll be totally honest, yeah. Like, I was a criminal. So I'm saying, like, that was my thing. Like, I kind of loved it as well. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my thing. So whether it was moves or F or whatever it was, like, my thing was that. Like, I didn't necessarily like the idea of having bare responsibility, and I only liked having to look after myself. And I lived on my own from young, but it was still just me looking after me. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear
and
that.
if worse comes to worse, you can do a lick. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, there's just... It was quite simple, my life. It was just... I was lucky to not get caught. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I grew up this exact same way as pretty much everyone in the ends. In my ends, anyway. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's just lions, tigers, and bears. And... Get me? Like, some... You're going to end up in front. You're going to end up in scars. This is going to happen. You just got to try and evade them for as long as you can. And luckily, I'd say it's luckily that I got
evading them.
Like a baby that came when he did, because I was kind of ready, I think. Do you know what I'm saying? I was 25 at the time. And for me, you know when it's time to grow up now? You know what I'm saying? Like, how much longer can you just be out here doing like scams and doing this and having enemies, and like how much longer can you really do it for? So it came at a good time. I remember putting on like a H&M leather jacket and going to view the first studio unit.
Jeez!
You see, like them times, you want people to think you're a man and you're responsible, so you pretend to dress like one.
In a H&M leather jacket.
Like, as in, like, why was I going in a blazer? What? It was like a long leather blazerish jacket to go and view a unit, because I wanted them to believe that I was serious enough to take it.
I kind of rate it though, because like if you compare it to some of our friends, like Specs wears a jacket, a leather blazer jacket, on to play Football Manager when he has a cup final.
Yeah.
And he'll take a picture and send it to me, which I love.
Yeah. So as in, like, but do you know what that is? I think we know when. Who said it? Someone said it on the One Post show as well, or said it somewhere. Said that our whole life we've been dealt the short straw.
Yeah.
So we're used to taking L's.
Troy Deeney. Oh no, not Troy Deeney. Frisco. Troy said something about like that as well. Frisco said what you said.
As he said that, I thought, fuck, he's right. So it meant, I could have rocked up in a tracksuit to go and view that property. And I'm giving you money.
Yeah.
But why do I feel like I have to put on a certain act to do it? So them times that was producer Dan. And then slowly as I realised, hold on, I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm responsible. I don't need to dress like but I go to meetings in shorts. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not really, I don't care really about the preconception anymore.
The clothes don't make the man. And that's when it's one of them things that my dad said to me when I was younger, and I kind of bypassed that, whatever. And only when you get older, you realise, I see certain man in the whole drip from Selfridges, first floor, towards the window, looking crazy. And I can see a next brother in very simple clothing, but for some strange reason, like Skits will come in a t-shirt, shorts, and just piss off everybody that has spent 7 bags in Selfridges. Because he just looks better than all of you. Yeah. And I think that's when you realise that, wait a minute, I am a man.
Yeah. I think with me, there's two ways. You can catch me in two different modes.
God.
And you can catch me just dressed like I'm worth 2 pence. Do you know what I'm saying? Like literally just like I just woke up 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Shorts and like, or you can catch me drippy.
Woo!
You can get me. I'm not going to say you can't catch me drippy. You can. But more often than not, I just prefer that I've got this thing where if I'm not wearing shorts, the chances of me going to the gym are now at 50%. I hate having to get changed
to go to the gym
to do stuff. Do you know what I'm saying?
You want to be prepared for the moment you leave your house. If I know, like, for example,
tomorrow I got football training at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
The gyms are reopening tomorrow as well.
Right.
I know if I leave my house without shorts on, my day is going to go different to how I planned it tonight.
That's long.
It's long. But for me, I just got this inability to get changed. I don't know why. So how I start the day, that's usually how I'm ending the day. If I decide today it should be drip day.
Today's drip day.
Then today's drip day. However, if I decide I need to try and go gym today, you will see me in my H&M $9.99 shorts all day. I'm being serious. I'm shameless, bro. I'll be on the podcast with them as well. The Raiders one.
You don't give a fuck.
That's it. No, I don't care.
Now, let's take a look at that now. Now we've got a good amount of context before you've even started Halfcast. That is who Dan is. And now Dan's sitting in a room with this Egypt with Platts who kind of just didn't do anything with Never Gonna Blow. So he's just trying to make other
little revenues. But do you know what, Paul?
God.
In many ways, yeah, if you look at... I'm not sure how deliberate your move was to do what you did in terms of being the first one to merge worlds and to really jump into...
I loved it.
You see what I'm saying? But I'm not sure. Did you do it deliberately?
Yes.
Like, obviously, you did it deliberately.
Yeah.
I didn't. I don't even really know how this happened.
So that's why I'm saying to you...
But I feel like you didn't do it fully deliberately.
No,
I feel like you thought about it, but then things started to happen that made it...
No, because with me...
Did you kick off doors or did...
Yeah, with me, I don't want to go too much into it. Ask my brother. We've got papers at home on how we can merge football and music from like 2000 and like
You're sick at planning.
8 and 9, and it was like we can't do it overnight. So we used to take a look at like Dipset and how long it took for them to make an established thing. Then we looked at Rockefeller, how long did it take them? Then we looked at Bad Boy, and then we were like, all right, shit. So if we start trying to merge football and whatever, we got to do it now. We got to do it in the highest. Bro, this means so much to us. Like this is my life. Sick. I don't have like, you know, certain people it's like a job.
Yeah.
At 5 o'clock they go home. There is no clock out hours for me, Dan.
Yeah.
This is my life. Yeah. So that's why most things that happen within the world affect me a little bit more, because I'm just taking on a responsibility that nobody's asked me to take, to just make sure that people have a fair chance to make it in this thing. Yeah. So it's not no hierarchy thing like in America, for example, sometimes where you have to be this person. No, I want it to be someone in their yard, like you. Anyone. So let's talk. So let's even go down back to you when we're in the studio and me and Chucky would purposefully integrate you because you're fucking funny.
Yeah. No,
Why was you so receptive to it? You are funny.
I'm funny. Yeah, no, I can't even lie. And usually you should never say it.
Now you can say it. So when we're still getting you involved, what do you think? Are you not thinking?
I don't really think that much things through, especially on conversations. So I was just in the room when you and I having a conversation. Of course I got my 2 pence. Of course I've got it. I've always got 2 pence for something. Do you see what I'm saying?
But I don't think you understood what was happening, because to a certain extent, I didn't understand what was happening. I just knew what I was doing, and I knew I would get some type of response. Yeah. I didn't know how big. I didn't know the scale of it. Did you even think about a response?
No.
When was the first time you was humbled by your ignorance?
When you say humbled in a good or bad humbled?
However, humbling is a beautiful experience sometimes, and sometimes it's a little bit harsh. I mean, you know what I'm always going to say when it's humbling's a little bit harsh.
Humbling's when
like for example,
harsh
humbling for me, I was having a mad life, doing my thing, not caring. All of a sudden, the Lord above said, you know what, you have 2 picnics to look after.
Yeah.
Humble yourself.
Okay, all right, let me think of one of those.
At what point where you're saying whatever you're saying on the mic with no thought about anything, does something outside of that room go, you need to start thinking about what you're saying, my brother?
Bro, I'm not going to lie, that voice always comes to me.
Oh, it does come to you.
It comes in two forms. It comes in two forms.
Okay.
My voice in my head, which I tell fuck off.
Yeah, of course.
Or my missus, she'll say, why are you talking about battery and this chick? Like, what are you doing?
But
you know what I'm saying? I don't include that.
I don't include that though. Do you know why? Because you know when you do stupid things in life, the people directly around you, so a girl that you might be seeing at that present moment or not seeing or what have you, they're always going to have an opinion. No, I'm talking about the, what? You listen to this? Or, oh my God, I really got to watch what I say, because you always know you got to watch what you say around your missus.
I kind of knew it was going to happen fast, but you see, like, okay, the verse, it's not a humbling, it's a warning.
A warning.
I personally don't think I've been
humbled.
But
Amazing. So when was
also,
the warning?
what I will say is I take humblings quite well. Do you see what I'm saying? So
I mean,
I'm quite aware of when I don't see it at the time, but I'll see it 5 minutes after when I'm getting ahead of myself now, and you need to not be.
You got a bit of foresight. Bit of foresight there.
Just a little bit where it's just like, don't be a dickhead because this will happen. Mm-hmm. Don't do that because you're still in the ends. Like someone will come get you. Do you know what I'm saying? Like 100. Just be careful. Don't do that because you'll upset that person. But ultimately, I told a line. Do you see what I'm saying? And I get told off, but I don't think I get humbled just yet.
It's just warnings you get.
It's warnings, but
because
also,
of how you lived your life, and I think it's because you're a very responsible man. So for you, no one can humble me because I don't ask no one nothing. So you can warn me, and I can go.
Also, do you know what I think is a little bit of a difference? Yeah. So for example, I am somebody who. Fair enough, if you just log onto my Instagram now and you just find me now, you don't necessarily know what Savage Dan is. Yeah. But if you do know, then you know that a lot of my thoughts and what I say are just left off center. Sometimes.
Yeah, I hear you. I agree.
I can have a very like normal chat, but at the same time, I can go off the rails with it. Yeah. So as long as you accept that, I think a lot of people take what I say with a pinch of salt. Or I certainly take what I say more time on podcasts and stuff like that with a pinch of salt. It's got a comedic element to it. Do you know what I'm
It's a
saying?
throwaway
Pretty much all
comment.
of this.
It
It's
means as
throwaway
much
comment.
as you focus on it.
And
it
also, a lot of what I say is meant to offend, or what I said. I'm not
I
saying,
hear you.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
hear
there's
you.
certain things I've said on podcasts that if they got brought up now, people would be like, "Oh no," but I probably wouldn't accept the cancel. Do you know what I'm saying?
But you
I
can't
wouldn't
be
accept the
cancelled.
cancellation because
No, but
I'll
the
be like,
cancel-
"What are you?" I designed that. I wrote this for you to see. What are you doing showing
but
me my tweet?
Remember,
I wrote this
cancelling
for the public.
Cancelling doesn't exist. Don't listen. It doesn't exist.
Accepting the cancel exists though. But yeah, you know,
Cancelling
like
doesn't
like when some people say things maliciously or say things from the bottom of their heart, and then you got to start looking at their character. When people say things for jokes and for banter, yeah, it can be distasteful or whatever it is, but that's comedy. I don't think you can put lids on that. And
I just
you know what I'm
think
saying?
if you do something to affect real life, you can be cancelled because when someone shuts the computer off, there's something in real life that reminds them that you're a prick.
But you
now
know,
I'm talking about a mass group, and I'm most
they're
importantly,
affecting
your
people now because people are being quite sneaky with how they decide they don't like you. So they'll start atting just suppose it's a normal person, they would at people's employers and be like, "Oh, why are you employing them?" Or, do you know what I'm saying? So it's all weird nowadays. So in essence, you see Savage Dan had to adapt when all of this started coming in and everyone started saying,
But this is why I'm pausing with you because I'm not sure you did. Because you're smarter than you're giving yourself credit for, in my eyes.
Yeah.
When he was born, his Instagram was private. So when you want to complain and make an inquiry, there's nowhere to go. You can't tell me I don't give a shit. You can't tell Chuck he don't give a shit. So now there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, exactly. And also on top of that, I work for myself. And still, even with all the brand stuff I'm doing, blah, 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 I still make me more money than they make me. Do you know what I'm saying? Than the brands and all of that. So I'm not too scared, but also I'm more aware now, as I feel like everyone is in 2020, of offending people. But I'm not so aware of offending people that I don't want to offend people. I'm still offending you. But I just want to make sure that what I say is future-proof. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't care about offending people. I care about deeply offending someone. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so, for example, I want to make sure that things I say now are still kind of okay in 2030. Because this is what's happening. They're bringing up tweets from 2010.
But watch this. If cancelling really existed in that context, you wouldn't be sitting here with me.
You wouldn't be
allowed.
sitting there at all.
But what I think a lot of people show, because Wiley apparently got cancelled, but he's got his Spotify back, so he's making money and all of that. So what I think a younger demographic of excited people within popular culture have to understand is if Dan puts in tons of work in West London and the community of people that followed him from the start of Halfcast up until all of the things that he's doing now are really proud of him. If there's a larger group of them than there is of people saying, we don't like him, you have no chance of cancelling him because he hasn't built his product for you to like it. So that's the reasons why I can turn on BBC
also,
One
do
Extra
you know what?
and complain.
I'm a bit of an anomaly in a sense where...
I mean, I like you, though. I like Shy.
There's a lot of people... There are a lot of people that we know. In terms of people we know and our groups, I'm baby food in terms of numbers. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you got 500,000 here, 200k here. There's loads of people getting seen by loads of people. I think maybe I kind of slide... Under the radar.
It's not that. You see them people there, you don't make your brand for them. It's like making chocolate and then a bag of people that are allergic to chocolate jump on Twitter and go, we need to ban it. It's too selfish. It's like, this product's not made for you. You're not meant to like it. You're meant to be offended by it. So if you are doing that, you're only dragging more people over there that want that service because he never built it for you. The people that are fucked are the people that go to that commercial world and build their product to whatever the public say. Now you are a product of the public. So when the public go, we don't like it no more, you're gone. But if you're from culture...
Which is why it's quite important when you do that crossover, because it comes in drips and drabs. And
you don't have to do the crossover.
But even not necessarily a crossover, but I'll call it a collaboration. So for example, when I am on a Sky Sports or a BT Sport, it's still quite important that I don't become BT Sport. And that I still stay as much Savage Dan
infrared
as I can. Do you know what I'm saying? Otherwise, I just become everyone else.
But you know why you're so sick? Because you've come in it so late. You've already accepted in life. Around girls, I'm this person. Around the man them, I'm this person. Around my mum, I'm this person. When you in that adolescence, you try and play this, I'm real, I'm everyone, I'm the same around everybody. And I'm like, well, that sounds like a problem to me. Like, in the right environment, you be the version of yourself that you need to be.
Yeah, I can do that.
To make you happy.
Do you know what's crazy, yeah? As time's gone on, and to be fair,
yeah,
I might be one of the few people that was pretty much the same-ish in front of my mum as I was in front of girls and in front of the man them. Like, my mum knows about my shenanigans. And so did the man them, and so did girls. I didn't have to change that much, but it's a skill you naturally get anyway. I think growing up in the ends, also coming from split homes, you tend to play different parts of yourself towards your parent, like your mum or your dad. Like, I've grown up knowing how to do the chameleon thing and walk into a room of lawyers and pretend I'm a lawyer.
Because I feel like, because your scope is like this, you know, Dan. So if this
there's
is
range.
If this is the top Dan, if you got to go see your mum, for example, you just bring it down here.
Yeah.
And if you got to go to a work thing, you might just bring it down here.
But
you the man, them, you back up here.
Bro, do you know what? I'm not gonna lie. Like, I am quite myself all the time now.
I know this.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I who I am is not really changed that much. I am on banter. I'm on all of that kind of stuff. But if you know, you know, and if you don't, it's probably best. I'm also on smoke. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of those things. Like, I've got the whole spectrum. Like, I'm not just banter. Like, I've done things that I look back and I'm just like, what was you doing? Like, what were you doing? Do you see what I'm saying?
And then you've come into this world with all of that knowledge. You're Savage Dan. You're on Halfcast. You're this person. Can I ask you a question then? Because remember, you now know the character of Savage Dan. We now know the mechanic of him. But by the time Callum's come, you are a bit of Savage Dan. You are a bit of a character. When we're in the other place, people are noticing you. People are knowing you. They are knowing your character. They are knowing your voice. Because that's how it was easy to introduce Callum.
Yeah.
Before I throw him in, what I want to say is this. When did you accept I'm Savage Dan and I might take this serious? Because by the time Callum's come, you're sitting on the sofa, you're wearing shorts, we're putting Savage Dan.
Yeah, I tell you what's crazy. Yeah, there's one thing that I remember Tigo said to me.
Yeah.
And it stuck. And he won't even remember saying it to me because it was like a throwaway comment. And he said to me, why don't you just play the game? Like, you know, remember, like, I would post on Instagram. My Instagram was probably private. I'd post on Instagram once every 6 months. Like, there was nothing to follow me for, to really try and snowball this thing. And he said to me, look, there's a bag on the table every day for you, and you walk past it and you let everyone else collect it. And I was like, I ain't worried about, I remember saying, I ain't worried about this world, innit? Like, this world's not necessarily for me. You know what I'm saying? I always, in a way, it might be just a bit of a dumb ego thing, but I always felt like I was a bit too real for this world. And that, like, why am I getting involved with all this YouTube stuff, and why am I getting involved with that? Because this is not for me. I'm one of the man them, innit? I'm from Grove, like, I'm doing all of that. And then one day I thought, actually, I do want the bag. I want the bag. Do you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't necessarily like a flick of the switch moment, but you know, things just start to happen. And like, all of a sudden, all it takes is for maybe one opportunity to arise, whether it's a JD thing or whether it's Adidas or whatever brand it is, and you realise, oh shit, like, I haven't got paid like 5 bills for like 30 minutes. You start, and I come back studio and got 8.
Let me pause you there, because I have to give yourself credit. Like, I want you to not, because you're saying some really important things. One important thing is you ignored Tigo's comment, you feel. All Tigo does is plant the seed.
Yeah.
Plant the seed. Because what you have to understand is, the reasons why I like to work as a mechanic of family is because there's no rush now. When you work with the mechanic of, you've got 2 weeks to figure out whether you want to go and sign this contract, or we don't work like that over here. Yeah. Over here, it's like, Dan, these are the qualities you have. And if you use the mechanic in the right way, these are the possible outcomes. It's up to you to know when you're ready, though. You can't just force people to do things just because the opportunity is there. You have to know the responsibility of your skill. You need to know, Are you ready? Like you said, I'm from Grove. I'm all of these things. If you walk in there with that type of attitude, cause you're gonna get pissed off with everything.
Everything.
I see people, rappers now, 10 years, 15 years in the game, still moaning at the same bullshit. And I'm just like, cuz, just ignore these guys. They're gonna do this every 3 years when the new set of young people coming in to watch what's going on over here. They've waited for the time to be this or what have you. The good thing about you is you've built yourself, you're independent, you don't need nothing from nobody. So if your comments and all that, I don't think you care.
I don't.
So now you're in a better position to deal with everything now as a correspondent. So if anybody comes up to you and says, and brings up your past, how you doing this, your thing is, bro, I don't even have to change who I am. I just got to go on television, be myself when I get the bag. And what do you want me to do? This is a new option. This is now a new mechanic. This is a new skill I found. And I can use it. And everyone's watching it and praising it. And I'm myself.
Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah.
Genius.
I don't even know if it's genius or if it's...
It's genius.
Is it though?
It's genius.
Or is it happenstance?
Do you know why it's genius? The most obvious thing is the thing naturally as people we always ignore. How many times in a year have you done the right thing in comparison to the wrong thing? So for you to do the right thing amongst everyone doing the wrong thing, especially when it's something you've never done before and there's more reasons in your mind to not do it than do it, to actually execute it and be this guy where I'm sitting in this fucking studio, suede music, Puma, all of that. You think that's just off the strength of you being a nice guy? That's you being Savage Dan and making people know, I deserve this.
Yeah.
So is it genius?
No, you're right.
Fucking
no,
genius.
Let me take the genius thing.
Because you're an engineer.
That's it,
You're an engineer with a personality. How many fucking engineers or what people do I know that wanted to have a studio and that's it? Not only do you have that, but guess what? I might even go and do some YouTube collaboration. I might have a plaque on my wall. You are whatever you want. You have the luxury of a studio. I think to me that's genius. The next person's also a genius. This is Callum. Callum, come and sit down. Because when Callum came in, for me...
Racist Callum. Out of nowhere.
Dan. He's come into the thing now, yeah? And I remember when Chucky said we got this guy filming now. So I'm excited now. Because this thing was just a voice. And now I know it's going to be a problem. Because now you got a visual. The audio... I think audio is good for people that lie a lot.
Yeah.
I think liars are really good at audio. Because you have to have so much character within your voice. And when you lie, you have a lot of character. The lies I've told with character, Dan.
I told some of my worst truths off camera though.
Serious.
Yeah. Off camera I was a fucking weapon, man. I don't even know what I was doing, some of the things I've said. Like
Look at as well. We got to the other studio. I remember it can get hot sometimes, but then you couldn't open the window because then it'll get mad cold.
Yeah, and then you get the ice cream truck that would just go past, start screaming.
Bare loud. Then on top of that, as much as I liked it, I hated the fact that our characters were the reasons why it was intimate. Because essentially, the room was a football pitch. It was so big. So even to develop that. But then when I take a look at the memories that have happened in the room, I went through it today. Swiss Beats.
Mad.
Yeah.
Gigs.
Whoa. And the one where Gigs was putting pressure on Chucky to like the verse. Bro, pressure. Chucky had no choice.
Recording.
You know I paid Chucky to like it?
Bro, he had no choice. He had no choice.
He had no choice. He was so shook. I'm joking, Chucky. I'm joking. Nah, that was all off. But I think about their memories and they're separate memories to the ones that we had
in the first
studio.
Yeah.
But the beautiful thing is you have new memories with new members of the family.
Yeah.
One of them happens to be Callum. Callum, what do you make of all of this that's happened so far in your life? Like when you come in there, who are you? What are you doing?
In the beginning?
Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm still figuring out what I was doing.
Ain't we all?
I was still trying to work out how to turn his camera on. He applied for a job that he didn't even know how to do. He winged it.
He winged the whole thing.
That's it.
There was a lot of winging it involved, I'm not going to lie.
It's the best.
My brother. So you winged it?
Not completely. But yeah, there was a big element of me just kind of figuring it out as I go along, yeah. What
made you so comfortable? How did you even meet Chucky? Because
I met Chucky because I was working with Angel at the time.
Okay.
I was doing his social media. And I was spending a lot of time in the studio with him. And obviously Chucky used to work with him as well.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he came through to the studio one time and started talking to me about the podcast. And then he said he had the idea of making a visual. and then said, would I be interested? And I kind of just went, yeah, sure.
Amazing.
It must have been the first one. Honestly, I don't think people talk about it enough. Like, as in, there wasn't even, I don't remember a podcast from our world before Halfcast. Easily the first one in the studio, and it's the first one I just remember in general.
To be honest with you, I'm not in. I don't know what everyone's doing. I very ignorantly have said we're the first, but I've got a bit of ego. I apologize.
No, but
for
I'm
that.
saying.
But what I will say, the first one that created a lot of conversation with our community, I would say we're kind of responsible for that part of it.
Yeah.
So a lot of the early conversations within the community came from us, and then, Gigs was there, people are there. But Callum, so you working. Chucky seen you, wants to collaborate. You've come here. Do you even know anything about me at the time?
You know what?
Vaguely.
At the time, I didn't know anything about you, but I had seen you about. He's one of them proper recognisable faces.
Oh, he was famous. I remember busting people like, what do you mean?
I didn't know Poe.
Walking with Poe them times was a myth. Because, you couldn't... Like, I remember the old filthy office in Mile End?
Yeah.
Like, every time I'm walking with Poe, you can't make it more than 15, 20 metres without someone sticking their head out the car window or someone saying something. Like, he was legit. You see, now, it's almost like loads of people are famous. But you was famous when not many people were famous. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
I don't know, man.
But I recognised your face, but I didn't know anything about you. No, I had no idea.
So, you can be honest with me. That's why I love you. You're very honest with me. I love it. After a couple of episodes of seeing me, I mean, good job you didn't see me before. Dan must have thought I was a fucking wreck. What did you think of me at the time?
I thought you were a
Chucky.
madman. I thought Chucky was super
So why did I not?
Because
I'm a menace then. I'm a menace then. Yeah, because I didn't.
You were just a different breed.
You were like, that's my man. So you're thinking to yourself, fuck, how the fuck am I going to film this shit? What was it about it that made you go, he's a bit crazy, fam?
It was... what made me go, you were crazy? You just go off on rants for seemingly no reason.
It's a monologue.
Yeah. And back then you would have long monologues up.
At least an hour.
Well, you would go for time.
Hell, bruv.
Yeah.
It
Go for
felt
time.
that longer. Yeah.
Hour and a half?
Yeah, you was going for time.
Could be.
So now that's an intense environment for you. You've come to have a good time. This guy's really stressed about a lot of things. Chucky seems alright. I've got a nice haircut.
You had just had kids. So
Oh, no wonder.
Yes.
First time.
You don't even want to know what's happening in my life.
Yeah.
First time I came to the podcast, you were in LA. And your kids had been born just before you went.
Yeah.
I think you were in LA.
No, I was there when I was at the hospital.
And then you left.
And then
Yeah.
But
if
my
you saw the
first
money that
episode
apparently I had to
Yeah.
pay.
You were out there. You were out there, first episode I came to, and then you came back a couple of weeks later. So you were already kind of in your own
So you were
transition
introduced
period as
2017.
well. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
No, it's 2017. So 2017, you don't really know what you're doing in your life.
No.
You've come to the podcast. It's me, Dan, Chucky, big characters. When was the first time? Sorry, I don't know if it was involving some of the main artists that came, but when was the first time when you said, "Wait a minute, me as Callum, this is something I can do across the board"? And because surely you never had the foresight to say you'd be doing all the work you've done with Julie, for example, the incredible work, all the work you filmed. Like, just to make it clear, you filmed absolutely everything for one poll. You filmed everything for one poll. In terms of all the interviews and this is the closing episode for the season. You filmed everything. Did you? You never had that foresight.
Hell no, no chance.
Did you being in that situation give you a bit of direction? And if so, how did you use it in your everyday life to help you get to this point? Because that wouldn't be nothing to do with me and Chucky.
Yeah.
It's just a little place to have a bit of fun.
It did take me quite a while, to be completely honest, because I was still figuring out what I wanted to do as I was doing Halfcast, and I was still trying to do other bits and bobs here and there. But it took me at least, maybe like year and a half into it to realise actually maybe this is something I could do.
It's kind of fast though. When in the grand scheme,
Very fast.
Yeah, it's not that long. It felt
Very
like long.
fast.
It felt like long. I'm not gonna lie.
I think it feels like long when you're in an environment with people like me.
Yeah,
who
'cause
are a
you
bit
guys
intense
felt
and know what we're
established
doing.
and you knew what you were doing. Chucky, he was on his path. You've been doing what you were doing for
you know
the
what I'm
longest time. I felt like I needed to. I felt like I was behind the eight ball in a sense. I felt like I was behind, but then again,
But Callum, you're young.
I'm a hell of a lot younger than you guys. So
Don't say
Exactly.
hell.
Of course I would
Don't
be.
say hell of a lot.
Don't say,
like
wait, hell.
Relax.
Take hell out.
I'm not that far off you actually.
You said hell of a lot. Ross.
What he doesn't realise is he stole money from my account and got a plaque.
No.
Racist
Bring it out.
Callum might be coming
I
back
paid
now.
for it.
What?
I paid for it.
Who?
I paid for the plaque.
So who did you give the money to?
YouTube.
So you paid
I
YouTube
paid for it.
for the
yes.
plaque.
Yes.
You sure?
Oh, bruv, yeah. I'll give you the fucking receipt.
So you
Still
bought
stole
a
it.
plaque. So let me get this straight. You bought
I
a
still
plaque
stole
without
it.
consulting us,
Yeah.
just to have it on your wall to say you was involved.
Essentially, yes.
Incredible.
Yes, can I have my
Hey,
gold
that's
back?
dedication.
Can I have my gold back, please?
Your gold. I didn't steal shit from you.
I bet Christopher Columbus said that. The Queen says that. Racist Callum is born again. Callum,
Oh,
now you've got direction. Now you know where you're going. Now
Yeah.
you do. How does that aid you in everyday life? Just like in everything that you're doing? Because I mean, I don't know if you can relate to this in any capacity, but when 2017 happened, for example, my everyday life, I mean this was such a fucking mess. It was the worst thing. Think of the worst thing that could be happening to you day to day and times that by 20. That was happening to me every day and I was going to work. So, I don't know where you was in your life, but being around that has made you go, I know what I want to do now as a working mechanic. How did that help you outside of the working mechanic? Because me knowing what I want to do in my work helps me outside of my life as well.
yeah.
How did that help you?
To be honest, for me, my work life is very fulfilling because I love what I do, but it doesn't really take much of a weight on my personal side.
Amazing.
I went through shit years ago with family that kind of set my head very straight in a sense. Like, I'm pretty headstrong. I can
Wicked.
deal with a lot of situations because of that. So work doesn't really...
Do that to you at all?
Not really, no.
So is that why you was
I
able
had
to...
it from before. I had that from before work.
So you was already mentally prepared. So by the time you've had this year and a half with all of us, you've already been in a stressed environment. So you were just kind of relieved to be here then. Was just like, that's lit, bro.
I felt comfortable. I felt like I was kind of at home. I felt like I'd found a place that I could live, essentially. Professionally speaking, anyway.
That is fucking cold.
Yeah.
So then, through all of that now, where you think to yourself as Callum, because we made you into a character, so we made you try and basically build your character, build your brand, help you do what you're doing. Out of curiosity, because I want to go back to Dan, because I want to talk to Dan about some FilthyFellas stuff. From Halfcast, what have you been able, yourself, you as a mechanic, been able to do off the back of it?
Oh, shit, man. Working with Julie's been a massive highlight for me.
Talk to us about
Yeah.
that.
Producing top 5 for her was sick.
Incredible.
Super sick. I met her, obviously, the first time I met her was on the podcast as well.
Amazing.
She came on once or twice, and then she hit me up with some random like camera questions, and then she started asking me loads, and eventually told me the idea that she had, which was originally like a live stream with her and 2 guests, essentially the same like format as top 5.
Yeah.
And then we kept trying to develop it like further and further and further until the point where the idea grew into what it is now, which is like a full-on like 45-minute long episode, 6-episode season kind of thing, where you got her and two guests debating the top 5 tracks of an artist, and it's fucking sick.
I was fortunate
Fucking
enough to be
sick.
in there as well, so...
Yeah, and to be honest, season 2 that we shot was my proudest work, because I set out with like a very clear vision of what I wanted it to look like and feel, and I'm not. There were mistakes made, absolutely, and I learned a lot of lessons in that season. But when I look at it, I go, "Fuck yeah, I actually did achieve exactly what I set out to."
Was that in terms of image?
Yeah, image.
So and you wanted backlighting. You wanted
Yes.
You wanted to step it up.
100. Yeah, it was a massive step up, and I'm hella self-critical, and I'm a perfectionist. So for me to say that I achieved exactly what I set out to achieve is actually mad.
Do you know what? It's the
never
same in
feel like
both
that.
fields, in the sense where like you see visual stuff, especially like your world. There is no end to it in the filming world. Like all the new toys, like it's toys, isn't it? £10,000 toys, but they're toys, and like creating mad lighting and creating like the feel for something.
It never stops.
We don't recognize it that much. You probably will because you look
love
at
it.
things better than me. But I know when something looks sick. I don't necessarily know why it looks sick. But I know it's loads to do with lighting and less to do with everything else.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Funny,
It's the same with audio though, you know, like there's certain things that like
It's
just
less to do
like,
with the mic. It's more to do with the room.
it's so much to do with the
Yeah.
room and all like just the ambience of the room. It's
Hundreds.
crazy. It's that these games are like you can't finish them There's no completion because they're like
Never, bro.
they're just ever
Does that
Never
motivate
going,
you
yeah.
more?
Huh?
Does that motivate you more knowing that there's never any?
It annoys me because I would like to get to a stage where I've completed it, and then a new flipping genre comes out.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to do something. I don't know how to mix it.
Yeah.
Not I know how to mix it, but mix it to the absolute best. Like I like to mix songs, and the tunes are just like, whew. And sometimes I hate it. Like there's tunes that go out, and they'll do well, and they'll be big tunes, but I can hear just imperfections in the mix.
Do you know what's so
And it's the
crazy?
room.
This is crazy that you say that because we're actually coming back to you now. Because it was fantastic that Callum got to do the things that he done with Julie. You take a look at the things that he done, you know, with Halfcast and where he was and so on and so forth. But coming back to Dan now, you've just complained about not knowing certain situations when it comes to, or not hearing, imperfections when it comes to you, a song, for example.
Yeah.
Do you have that luxury in your other mechanic? Because the beauty about what you do on camera, which I love so much, is that it's very effortless. It's very, I turn up, I get a feel of the room, and I deliver what I think everybody would find entertaining with the compromise of what I want to do. So out of all of the things I want to talk about, these are the things that I think will make you lot very entertained. So that's what I'm going to talk about, because I've got what I want to talk about, but what you lot want to listen to as well.
Yeah.
Has that always just been an easy mechanic? Because I don't imagine you watch back what you done on Sky Sports or JD or anything like that.
I never really watch anything back other than Filthy or occasionally Halfcast. I will say I've probably only ever watched 5 Halfcasts.
I'm with you.
Like,
I'm with you. I watched
don't
about 5,
watch
6.
Halfcast, especially if I'm on them.
But you wouldn't watch the first one.
Because I was there.
Yeah.
I ain't got 2 hours to watch.
Yeah.
I ain't got that kind of time. I've got mixes to get done.
I hear
So
that.
as in like, for me, I'm less likely to watch something I was on, and I'm more likely to watch a Halfcast that I wasn't on. If that makes sense.
No, that makes total sense.
But effectively, I'll tell you why there's less pressure on that than the music side of it. Because just suppose I have an episode, and there's been bare of them. We might not remember them, but there's been bare of them where I've just fucked it and I've just sat on my phone and I'm not really interested because it's a topic that I don't really love. And I think Chucky bagged it kind of early, and he was just like, there's no point having Dan for stuff you don't want to talk about, because I'm very bad at pretending I care about things. But you see what I'm saying? Like,
I'm kind of not bad at that.
Yeah.
I
I'm not good. Like, you see, like, if I was to come in and say, and I'll be like, what's the convo? And they'll be like, oh, we're talking about so-and-so's new album. I'll just be like, yeah, you know, I'm going next door. Because I know now, I can't force it. I'll be sitting here on my phone.
Oh, fam, do you know who reminds me?
That's what I'm
Do you know who that is? J2K. Have you ever seen J2K when he's involved in a fam?
And you don't love it. Yeah.
you don't
But
give
it's
a
different
shit
doing
on
it in the room, but then on camera,
Whoa.
you got hella
Yeah.
YouTubers saying, rah, my man's rude. Who's my man anyway? And like, you see, like, them days anyway, like, but now it's okay because usually if I'm here, I'm very present in the room because it's something I want to, that I want to talk about and I want to be here for.
Makes
So
more sense for you to
it
be
makes
there,
more
yeah.
sense as a product. For me, it don't waste the viewers' time, it don't waste no one's time. Do you see what I'm saying? But
then
also,
that helps
I get
you
to
though.
do it every week. So even if I fluff my lines and I've had a bad episode, I was not funny and I didn't really care about what was going on, you could just go next week.
But watch this
Whereas
now.
with mixes, once they go out,
They're out.
They are gone.
Yeah, done.
you see what I'm saying? Like, you can't bring that back. And more often than not, because we know how musicians are, they are fucking last minute. And they are fucking, like, they need stuff in the 11th hour all the time. So it means I'm rushing mixes or masters. You see what I'm saying? Because you've told me that you need something mixed in 48 hours and mastered in 48 hours because you needed to go on Spotify on this date, but you didn't give me enough time. Which means, like, usually if I'm mastering something, I like to go over it like 3 times. Like, and I mean 3 times as in, I want to come back tomorrow and I want to come back the day after. Because I will miss, if I'm rushing, I will miss something. I'm missing something. The overall mix is always going to sound crisp anyway, but I'm talking, I will miss something like a breath that I wanted out and I don't like.
Yeah.
Or, you see what I'm saying? Just little things. Like, I like things.
Yeah.
Like, in most of my life, I'm laid back and I'm like pretty cavalier.
Yeah.
But with music, I'm quite
Intricate.
I'm intricate.
Fine details.
I want this done properly, especially if it's a tune I enjoy.
But let me show you why you do that in presenting as well. Because this is what I'm saying. Sometimes I just think some people are blessed in certain situations where it's like they have the answers. They don't know that they have the answers. But when presented with the situation, after a course of time, they show that they know the answers. So where at the start, me and Chucky may have possibly have looked at what you done as a hindrance, what it done was it defined your character. Because off the back of that, Filthy Fellas, you're a Chelsea fan. We only know that from your presence on Halfcast and only speaking about what you like. And off the back of that, you only get jobs externally from that, talking about what you want to talk about.
Which means it's an easier job for me. It means I'm going to do a better job because I'm talking about boxing. I'm talking about football. Things that... Well, do you know what it is? I'm blessed. I'm lucky also, yeah? I know there's genius to it and all of that, but I'm lucky because I do things that I would genuinely pay to do, and I get paid for them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I remember like buying my music stuff and setting things up to record other people and to record my own music and stuff like that. I was paying to do it. I was paying to go radio, paying to go studio. Do you know what I'm saying? These kind of things. Football, like I shouldn't be, but I was paying to play football. I should be getting paid to play. Now I get paid to talk football, but same with boxing. Boxing, I've got like I'm in love with it. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm just very lucky that there's employment opportunities for things that I would do anyway, and I would pay for.
Being black is cool, fam. Of course, there's employment opportunities, and we're not like stubborn. We don't just like take it all for ourselves. We say, Callum, come get involved.
And also, you'll know this. You probably turned down £100,000 worth of jobs just in the year. You know what I'm saying? Just because. Not everything can we throw ourselves into everything.
It's kind of why I appreciate you and Callum so much within Halfcast. And maybe I don't even tell you enough. Maybe my life's crazy. I tell you I love you quite consistently because I do love you all.
Yeah, you do.
Because I've got mad love for my friends. But the reasons I never really get into and the why I even thought it was important to do this, especially with both of you, is purely because the mechanic of you lot has helped Halfcast grow so much. And then I like when people are a part of a family, a part of something, and then they take the skills that they're really good there and they go off and they use them externally to create something for themselves, because then that's how you can create an economy. Like if you two are great here for doing this and then you go off and do it elsewhere, you build infrastructure elsewhere. And I still know you and we're still friends and we still work together. So when I need something over there, I can easily go and access it like that.
You know the funny thing about this, what the best, and also the best thing is, yeah, in many ways, in this world, in this industry, we're still the pawns. We haven't even hit that part where we are now the bishop, the king, the queen.
I hear you.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
but there are no bishops. I don't think there is anyone really.
No, there isn't really, but we will become that.
Yeah.
Do you understand that? We are currently getting employed to do things and to talk about things and to do this by people who
are ignorant.
Are not necessarily ignorant. I wouldn't use that word, but I would say they are looking at this world, our world. It's ours, isn't it? Urban London, that's our world.
It's culture.
Yeah, they're looking at our world and they're saying, we want some of that. Let's go in and get the safest option in that world, essentially, yeah?
Not
but
anymore.
It won't be long. It's not the safest option, but they're getting an option. But eventually, we will be the ones making those calls. It's only a matter of time before we are saying, cool, we're going to put you on for that. And because at the moment, certainly for me, I put myself on here in my own world, but in that kind of commercial brand world, the jobs are being gifted and given to me. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the only thing...
But it won't be long before I'm able to give, we're able to give these jobs and these opportunities to someone else.
No, but we're doing that now. Look, imagine this. Filthy Fellas started in 2014, Dan. No one cared about anyone there. They cared about me and Vuj. That's the fucking reality. And someone, a guy that I used to speak to is cool, but you know, life continues. They used to care about him as well. That's the reality of it.
Yeah.
And then off the back of us saying, irrespective of what anybody's doing, how anybody's talking, this is what we're doing. You can't avoid someone knocking on your door forever, Dan. Especially if they're knocking on the door for a reason. Eventually you open and go, what's the wrong? I got your football. Oh, safe guys. And we carry on with life. So eventually they answer the door to us, and then unapologetically you got Mitch, Steve-O, And these lot were doing their thing anyway.
Yeah.
But now they've got the mechanic of, do you know where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
So opportunities have been given. And what you don't realise, Callum doesn't realise he's doing it and you don't realise, but you'll learn time on. Someone's going to message you like, bro, thank you so much, bro. Because of you, you're actually indirectly helping people because the mechanic you're giving the world for success is be the best example of yourself.
But I'm saying at the moment it's indirect. At the moment, my help to other people.
It's indirect.
Unless you're here in the music world, and even that, I stay on the creation process of music rather than the aftermath of flipping, getting your tunes to flipping plugs and labels and doing all of that, like all of that madness. I am still only helping people via inspiration.
You want to do something more.
I want, and I know it's all in time. I trust timing. You know what I'm saying? But as in, eventually it will be direct. It will be direct. It will not be, oh, you did this and because of this it helped. It will be like, here is this. Here's the bag. I'm giving you the bag.
Do you know my biggest dream? Me and my brother wrote it down when we were younger. One day, to produce something, I don't know what it is, which is upscaled and celebrated. And every fucking person part of that whole production, we've all worked together in some capacity. They understand fully the world we're from. There's no, I'm not sure. All of them are born from it and are expressing it. There is no outsider unless they're validated and they have an understanding that within this situation, they are literally taking instructions to help the situation bigger because so it could be a film, but the film will be about the journey of somebody from a particular hood or something like that. The music will be engineered and produced right here by Dan. The actors will be all the people you see across Grime Daily, Link Up TV that are from it. The people that are going to be editing it are the likes of the people that have edited music videos or things of high production value within our scene from our struggle for time. It's not about a colour thing, it's about where was you born? Grove. What have you gone through? What do you know? Cuz, be a part of this. That will become the most authentic piece of content that we've ever created. And if that bangs, that becomes
and you
the
could
stage, that's the Bible. That's the, if you ever don't know how to make a piece of content in our world, you go to that because this person done this and that person who done. When you look at the credits, everybody
and the
is from this.
Everyone.
Everybody. Down to the runner, the sound,
that's a
everybody.
Big, you better get on that from now.
No, but I've been doing it because I started off with me, Kirk and Aaron making content. If I wanted to film something tomorrow, do you know how much people I could call on to help?
No, I'm saying it's time to do it.
No, it's not time yet. We need to understand our purpose within what we're doing. But I want people to ignore commercials so much to the point where it's like, we are so comfortable. You're so rich as Dan. You're so rich as Callum. We're so rich as ourselves that we sit down and we say to the commercial world, this is how you can work with us. Not wait here like there's some agency for us. We have to dictate. Do you know where I'm coming from? So I'm going to do it. I think someone will do it before me. But it's going to happen.
It's sick.
It's going to be the sickest thing in the world, bro. We're all going to be involved in it. Do you know where I'm coming from? And that will be real.
Even you, Callum, I know you're not from the ends.
But you're validating.
I couldn't help it.
I knew it! He tried to take a plaque! What are you in a dentist, mate? Callum, I love you, bro. I love you. Do you know, there's so much more we can talk about, but I kind of want to...
Hey, I've got actually a quick question.
Go on,
Callum,
man.
did you grow up? What area did you grow up in?
Windsor by Reading.
Windsor! Like where Legoland is.
Vanilla.
Yeah.
Big rave. Liquid was there as well.
Yeah,
the car park. That car park was pretty much a rave as well.
Was it Brazy, the car park?
Brazy.
Not more Brazy.
Yeah, it's popping.
What's the most... Before we go, because I don't want to cover podcasts. I was really talking about you lot's lives, how great you are, but what's the craziest car park you've gone to? Because Enfield is up there with the craziest car parks.
There's
Krispy Kremes.
That is a crazy car park. But
That's
there's
a
another
crazy
one,
car
yeah?
park.
Harrow Viewpoint.
I've never been there.
Harrow Viewpoint. You just go there and everyone's just macking in whips.
Serious?
Oh, right.
It's the best.
Oh, like love ting?
Yeah.
Or lust ting?
Lusting.
The L's involved though.
Yeah.
You might even get an L
and love. There'll be love in one of the cars.
Do you know what's so mad about a night like that? I know it's becoming a podcast. I don't want it. There's so many L's you can get. Love, lust, or
Loss.
lost. Because you could lose. You could go all the way up there and get nothing.
Yeah.
You've lost.
That's a deep
3-1 loss at Harrow Borough. That is long.
The football analogy king.
Yo,
All
my
right.
God, you are the football analogy king.
100%. 100%.
Everyone says that constantly.
Football analogy.
It's my thing.
It is your thing for sure. Yeah.
All right, everyone. Follow them. Don't follow them. I don't care. I'm not Chucky. I'm taller. And I'm definitely not as good looking. This is all the things that Dan's done. I can say from the perspective of one poll, it's been a nice year. Thank you, Callum, for all the help. Dan, you two. I don't even know what you're going to be in 5 years. I'm scared.
Have you done a one poll quickly?
What do you mean?
Ooh, that's interesting.
That's very interesting.
What do you
Where
mean?
you get interviewed.
Yeah.
But who would
Question is,
do?
who do we get to interview?
I know who.
Go on, who?
The man who usually sits in that chair.
Oh, that's too scary, though.
That's different.
You get your brother.
No, I'll get Chucky.
You get your brother.
Because Chucky's the best person because he knows
Yeah,
how
yeah,
to.
yeah,
He's
Your brother.
Yeah.
my brother can be there to give him information, but I'm very scared to do
It's
that.
a double. It's a double. It's
That's a difficult
Poe
one still.
and Briss.
Would you care
Oh,
though?
shit.
Yeah.
You would care.
Bro, bare people would care. That is almost the genesis of this thing.
All right, I do want to be in
Saying,
credit.
do you know what it is? I want credit for that as well. Innit?
No, it's
I'm
on the
just-
it's filmed the camera. All right, cool.
Yeah.
The last one
Produced
I'll
by
do-
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then
And
we should all
edited
be-
by me. I want to see the deadest chops. The deadest chops as well. Watch. I'm just going to start doing merging. Like, you're going to see kaleidoscopes.
Oh my God. I'll give you the footage.
Do you know what? All right, I'll do it. We'll make that the last one. I'll ask Chucky if he'll do it, and I'll just get me and Kirk in, and we'll do it here. I'm down for that. That's actually kind of sick because it's Kirk. I really. Alright, cool. We're down. Alright, Dan, you take credit for that. It's all your idea.
Come on. Wait for the edit.
I'm actually going to give you the footage, you know.
Actually, I'm gonna be a prick though. I kind of want to do it in my house though.
I agree. I think here will be the wrong setting for that
Yeah.
person.
No, it has
It
to
would
be
feel
like
too
that.
much like half-cast.
Yeah, I'll do it in my house. Alright, cool. Everyone, like, share, subscribe, or don't. Do what the fuck you want. The link in the bios. Buy the clothes. They're lit. I'm actually not wearing any of them now. Got a trapped hat. And yeah, man. Merry Christmas. Or it'll be past Christmas. Bye. Bye, man.